Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee Podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of December 10th, 2023. We have gotten to bowl previews. This is bowl previews and some playoff talk and some coaching carousel and some whatever the fuck else we got. I'm excited. This is the time of year that's magical. I just realized that I get to go watch like an actual honest to God bowl game on Saturday. I'm very excited, so we're there. As always, I'm Jordan, and with me tonight, I've got Commish, I have Pitt Girl, Beth, spreadsheeter Kevin, and Arthur on the ones and twos. Commish, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm great. It was an eventful weekend of fun, FCS, D2, D3 football. It was pretty cool to actually see some of these teams that we don't really get too much publicity for. And it was fun to try to, adapt our Sickos Committee Twitter world to them and, just try to give them a lot of shine without disrespecting them or anything, because we're sickos and we don't want to do anything like that. But otherwise, today I had a lovely 2-hour drive with the baby just to try to get her to sleep. So that was fun. I went down one of these crazy windy farm to market roads, and that was a blast. I mean, it was just like, you do the typical Sunday drive where you're going around the curves a little bit too fast and just hoping your sedan can hang on for dear life while your baby's in the back. No, I was driving extremely safe. Yes. But no, otherwise we're good. The Inflatagator blew away yesterday.
Oh, no.
We had like 20-30 mile an hour winds, and
yeah, it was gusty as hell.
It was gusty as hell. Not like Brookings, South Dakota, but
no,
it hung on. Now I threw like a 25-pound kettlebell in its belly, and that thing ain't going nowhere anymore. So it came off the like 2 hooks that it had, and it was just hanging on by the plug, like basically like it would have blew away, but it survived. Every inflatable had weights except the Inflatagator, which whatever, that's my fault. But now it's got a 25-pound kettlebell in its belly.
Okay. Beth, how are you?
5 more days. 5 more days.
You're almost there.
If you know, you know.
Pitt Girl?
I'm good. I saw a lot of live music this weekend. Saw a 90s band, Local H. Anybody know Local H? At a small local venue. They're like a small East Coast thing, but they are interesting because they are a 2-piece, just a guitarist and a drummer, and they put the drummer like way up in the front of the stage, and they are loud as hell. Good show. And also I have talked about Audie's Night before on the podcast.
Yes, you have.
I saw a different band that does something similar. They are a Warped Tour tribute band.
Okay,
last night.
That makes me so utterly happy.
It was great.
Have anyone here been to Warped Tour?
I have not.
Okay, so I've been.
I feel like I would have enjoyed it.
I've been to Warped Tour before, and I have to admit that like seeing you post that you went to like a Warped Tour cover band filled my heart with glee. Like that made me very happy. So that's awesome.
I am pleased to inform you that there were parents with a very small child with very big headphones down in front.
Oh, always. Yeah.
It was great.
Love it. I went to go see, do you guys know the band Kraftwerk?
Yes.
They're a German techno band. Their tech band is a very loose term. There are a bunch of dudes in their 60s and 70s at this point that stand at laptops and push buttons. And
that's music.
It is, absolutely is. And I saw them, and it was the same thing. Like, it was a bunch of folks who are older than me even, but had brought their like teenage daughter to like her first concert. And it was a bunch of German dudes in their 70s playing the 20-minute cover of Autobahn, which is one of my favorite songs. There you go. Kevin, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I got head faked by the weather. I thought it was finally going to be soup weather down here because we had like 4 days of cold weather. So I bought soup stuff and it immediately shot back up. So I made soup anyway, and I'm very hot right now.
There we go. Well, folks, Can we, Pitt Girl, do you want to get some Pitt volleyball feelings out? Because the reverse sweep, I believe.
Again, this is the second time in a month that they've reverse swept Louisville. This was amazing. So Pitt volleyball, very good. Louisville volleyball, also very good. Playing in the Elite Eight in one of the last big events in the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, probably best known for Send It In Jerome, former home of Pitt basketball, current home of Pitt volleyball. By beating Louisville in the reverse sweep in November, Pitt secured home field advantage, home court advantage for the first round of the NCAA volleyball tournament, and played Louisville yesterday. I did not watch very much of the Army-Navy game because I was on the edge of my seat for all 5 sets of this game.
Yeah, you were.
Pitt volleyball against Louisville specifically is the most call the ambulance but not for me team I have ever seen in my life, because they have gone down 2-0 twice in a month and come back and won it in 5 sets. And this time it was like set 5 in particular was not even close. Like just like bam.
Oh, they blew him. The last set was such a massacre.
They blew him out, and the last point bounced off a Louisville player's face.
Beautiful.
It was amazing. 10 out of 10. Pitt volleyball has moved on to Tampa. They are in the Final Four for the 3rd consecutive year. Pitt volleyball, run me over with the 10A. Thank you and good night.
Hopefully they do better than West Virginia men's soccer in the Final Four.
Yeah.
I love that the branding, because the NCAA does all the cookie cutter stuff for all of their tournaments, because they so like everything is just the road to something.
Yeah.
So the entire volleyball tournament has been branded as the road to Tampa.
I think that's just I-12, I believe. I don't know. No, I-8, I think.
No.
4? Is it 4? It's I-4, sorry.
It's I-4, yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Or I-75.
Could be I-75.
I-75, probably. Whatever.
Well, it depends. I'm usually going there from Orlando,
Yes.
so 4.
So the 4 teams in the volleyball Final Four, by the way, are first round. This is going to be a big one. Nebraska and Pittsburgh. This is Battle of the Titans. Then on the other side, Wisconsin and Texas.
That's also a big one. All good teams there. Corn Andrew, you are my enemy for the next few days. Keep your head on a swivel.
When did the person verb me with or do something violent to me? When did that structure come out? This is a Penn State thing.
Is that the Trace
Penn State
McSorley?
Twitter.
It is this Trace McSorley hit me with a shovel daddy thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Why did Pitt volleyball Twitter start doing that? I don't know. How long have we been doing that? At least 3 years.
Because yours was like, light me on fire on a bridge.
Yes, that bridge caught on fire when I was in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that bridge.
Yes, that
okay.
one.
There's a
Pitt
few
volleyball,
bridges
light
in
the Liberty Bridge on
Pittsburgh.
fire with me on it, please.
There's a few bridges in Pittsburgh. Just a few.
Just a couple.
Some.
Also, so-and-so slam me in the face with a serve was one of my favorites as well. You were mad-libbing the fuck out of it. I really appreciate that.
I do my best.
Okay, so some new hires. Things are moving around. First off, Tulane got their guy. This was, man, I'm not here to say what hire is going to work and what hire is not going to work, but getting Troy's John Sumrall at Tulane feels like, oh, they're actually trying to win things again. Okay, cool. Like this feels like a great hire. I'm super excited about this. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think I don't want to take any blame for this whatsoever, but or praise. But I said it on the podcast. I was like, Tulane, go get John Sumrall. And I don't know if they were listening.
You absolutely did.
If they were listening, they listened
Guaranteed
to
they
me. I don't I'm not liable for what occurs. Only if good things occur. So I'll just say that. So only if good things occur. You can thank me.
If it goes great,
goes great.
it was Commish's
Commission's
idea.
If it doesn't, I mean, I really don't get paid that well to hire people. I'm just a lowly podcaster and commissioner of the Sickos Committee. If it goes well, thank you. I appreciate it. It'd be great. Apparently, he was with Tulane previously, and in 2012, 2013, and 2014. So he was the co-defensive coordinator and D-line and linebackers coach. So I didn't realize he played at Kentucky. from 2002 to 2004. He was a linebacker.
No.
So I did not know that.
Those are some bad Kentucky years.
I don't know. I think they were okay. Was that the Jared Lorenzen years?
Oh, I don't know. Now that you say that, I feel bad for shooting up from the hip from that.
Yeah, I just 7-5.
Okay, so it was a pretty good Kentucky year.
At 2000, then 4-8, and then 2-9. Yeah, Rich Brooks was there for 2 years.
Okay.
Guy Morris was there for the first year. I don't know who the quarterback was, but let me see. It was Jared Lorenzen in 2002.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Hefty Lefty. In 2003, he was also there. He was not there in 2004. But yeah, I'm thrilled. Tulane fans are thrilled. Some Tulane fans are even like talking about they even upgraded head coaching positions.
Let's
slow down. Slow down.
Let's slow down. Roll there, kids.
Okay.
Pump the brakes a
Slow
little
down.
bit.
I know you're excited, Tulane fans. I know you're excited. I'm excited too. Pump the brakes. Let's see how it goes. But
So,
I like the fact
Tulane
that they're all in. Like Tulane is all in on football. They're all in.
Don't listen to them, Tulane fans. You feel what you feel.
Tulane fans also had a moment where, for a split second, they thought that they were not going to have a coach for their bowl game. At some point earlier this week, it was reported that basically everyone was gone. That no one would like they were going to be down to like their strength coach coaching the bowl game or something like that.
That'd be
It
fun.
ended up not
that
being true.
That would slap, actually. I think.
Could we?
Oh hell yeah!
Could they hire like Coach O just to coach the bowl game?
Yeah,
I mean,
didn't
maybe somebody else.
Didn't
but-
they
If
hire
Holt provides consulting services.
not Barry Switzer. Bob Stoops came in and coached the Oklahoma bowl game.
I mean, they
didn't
could
he, a
do
couple years
something
ago?
like
Yeah. Barry Alvarez did that for a Wisconsin bowl game once too.
Barry always did that a bunch though.
I mean,
Barry was always like 4 seconds away from being like, I'm coach again.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have called back Tommy Bowden. I mean, I know he's just with a real estate company. You know, called back Tommy. He hadn't coached since 2008. Why not?
What's Jeffy doing?
Jeff ain't doing anything, man.
Yeah, get Jeffy Bowden in there. Why not?
Well, he wasn't at
Jeffy.
Tulane, so
Doesn't matter. Fuck it.
Is Bill Snyder alive? He'd do it.
he is alive. Yes.
He's always up for a third
Yeah,
act.
he's like occasionally tweeting weird things.
Yeah, he
That's what
he
Phil Snyder's
occasionally
up to
calls
now.
people out on Twitter randomly. It's pretty fun. I hope he doesn't catch us at one point in
That's what
time.
Yeah,
It'd be
I
great,
hope he
though.
does. Fuck it. Oh, man,
I would
we
love
got-
to
we
get
got
called out by
straight
Bill
from
Snyder.
Bill
God.
Snyder, flame us on Twitter.
If Bill Snyder flames us on Twitter, I will cross stitch it onto a pillow for
Yeah,
you to put on your
done.
couch.
I will handwrite him an apology for whatever I did.
Yeah, I would.
I'll send him a note.
Like Jordan's already proactively.
Yeah, I will
apologizing.
assume he's in the right.
Like,
Oh,
He'll
he'll be right. Of course he'll be right.
And Jordan will use the nice stationery.
Yes.
his Rolodex.
I'll get. Seeing Manny Diaz in a Duke shirt is fucking with me so badly. He was at a game. He was at a basketball game. He was wearing a chef's hat. It was weird. I don't know what the fuck's going on. This is gonna take a long time to just let this whole thing settle. I don't
What is
know,
it? What's the weirdest part for Manny Diaz going to Duke for you?
Like in my mind, he was rootin' tootin' Miami. This is Miami Manny Diaz, and now wearing like the blue, and then the announcement in the Duke Gothic Old English lettering was really weird. It was I don't know, man. This just feels weird.
Yeah, it's just gonna take a little while to get used to. I mean, like, how long was Manny at Penn State? 2 years? Yeah, so he was there 2 years that Mario's been at Miami, and so 2 years. I guess I didn't even realize he was with Penn State until he did like the signals for Connor Stallions or whatever tweet thing.
Oh yeah.
And then from that point, they got beat by Michigan, so everybody made fun of that. Like, he kept a really low profile being at Penn State. I don't know, like, for me personally, I don't know, maybe living in Pennsylvania, it's different.
But here's the thing is that Penn State's defense was fucking great this year.
It was.
Yes.
So that this makes total sense. He should get a second chance for sure, because Miami is Miami, and he was picking up Mark Richt's pieces of, especially at the end of Mark Richt's tenure, where he was like, what was it? You have to either like you have to fire your son or you're fired. And Mark Richt was just like, I'm good. or whatever it was. I forget who was on. Like one of his family was on staff. I think.
Miami is such a weird job, though. Like, I don't feel like Mark Richt did a particularly bad
No,
job
I don't
at
think he did
Miami.
either.
No.
I don't think he did either.
It's just that it is difficult to think of a university where like the football program and the fans of the football program are broadly speaking more divorced from the rest of the community around the university. Because like Miami's a good school actually, and those of us who think about colleges in the sense of college sports think about the U, and that is really not how the University of Miami would like to be perceived.
I mean, I almost went to grad school there for music because their music program is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Crane School?
That sounds right.
Think?
Crane School of Music? Oh, Miami Music School. Sorry, Miami. No, Frost School.
No,
Frost School. It's Frost School. Crane School is...
Crane School's in SUNY Potsdam.
Yeah, Crane School, SUNY Potsdam. Yeah, Frost School. Yeah, like I almost went there for grad school. Like it's a really great university.
You just wanted to go flirt with John and Shalala. Tell the truth.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it was. So the disconnect there is just
No, I had a joke, and I am gonna muffle the joke.
The look on Commish's face.
What was your joke?
No.
Do it.
You wanted to give Donna Shalala the shillelagh. But yes. I'm sorry. Okay, I did it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave now. Y'all have a good one.
That stays in.
Yeah. Arthur, in the chat, you wrote that Miami and Duke fan bases have a lot in common. I'm going to need you to expound upon that.
Arthur's like,
No, I said outside of the fan bases, Miami and Duke have a lot in common. Like as institutions, in terms of like not necessarily the fan base, but the student body, like what kind of people they cater to. I think that like culturally, if you could fit, and also in addition to that, right? Like we talk about Miami fans, but like Miami has boosters that are like buttoned up. I don't want to say normal people. They're not normal, but like it's not like, I mean, they're crazy, but they're not like you gotta have some tact to deal with them. And, maybe Duke football might not necessarily have that kind of support on the football side, but yeah, institutionally, like I feel like they're very similar. I mean, just one's a basketball school, one's a football. Just straight up, they're both small private schools in the ACC.
Maybe you could say Duke is Miami without boats. I don't know. Maybe they have boats in North Carolina. I don't know. But maybe either way, I understand what you meant, Arthur. It's just outside of the fan bases, the folks that go to the school, they could have some in common. But again, just being like a small private school, one's a football school, one's a basketball school, and they're both kind of trying to do the opposite right now, right?
Yes.
Duke is trying to be a little bit more of a football school. Miami's trying to be a little bit more of a, basketball school. There's some similarities there. Conference affiliation. They were both coastal, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
I'll never remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we all remember the 18 days of Manny Diaz at Temple.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Where
Halcyon days.
Yes, where the 18 days where
college football's very own Scaramucci.
Yes. And do you guys remember who he replaced at Temple?
Matt Rule, correct?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't Matt Rule.
No, the guy after Matt Rule. Rod Carey?
Crap.
No.
It was Jeff Collins who took the Georgia Tech job.
Yeah,
that's right.
Ugh.
Remember, like Temple for a while was churning out coaches that were really good.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Collins went to Georgia Tech, ripped out the option, and then those were
Temple,
those
cradle of coaches.
Right. Like we say it's Miami, Ohio.
Who was at Temple before Matt Rule?
It was someone else who was very good.
So I'm on the Temple Wikipedia right now, and we'll start in 1983. They had Bruce Arians for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then
I remember who was before Matt Rule. Oh, no.
Then there's a 15-year period just labeled decline. And then they had Al Golden from 2006
also
to 2010.
also ended up in Miami.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Adazio for 2 years.
Okay, well,
Guys
before he
being
went to
dudes in
BC.
Philly, that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Rule,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeff Collins, Rod Carey, and now Stan Drayton.
Where's Rod Carey
So-
at now?
Rod Carey is QB coach at Indiana.
Okay.
So, yeah. Temple weirdly good at holding on to some coaches and then just, I don't know, man. Also, Troy does need a new head coach now.
Is this
So-
the only opening we have now?
It is the only opening we have right now.
It's the only FBS one. Yes.
Okay. So
Head coach at any rate.
all we have left is Troy remaining.
Until that moves, and then if something that might cause another
Yeah.
shift, but we'll see.
We'll see.
It's this early signing day thing has really fucked with like the time period these schools have to pick up coaches, because a lot of these moves are happening way faster than I would think traditionally, just because they need someone there to do that. I mean, I heard today, I want to say it was on, did I hear it on Solid Verbal or Split Zone Duo? I can't remember which, but that Oregon State's new coach, the one that they just hired from internally, is not going to coach the bowl game because they picked someone else to be the interim. So that interim is going to do it because so this guy can deal. So the new coach can deal with signing day and getting people in.
That makes sense.
It makes sense, but like that's
but
that's
signing
just
days.
sort of like
I think what coach was complaining about this recently? Somebody was saying that
Probably all of them.
But
All
I mean,
of
but that makes
them.
total sense because we're in the middle of bowl season and all this prep, and they're having to like this schedule right now sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think early signing day is probably good for the players, but when it falls does really suck. And I kind of miss signing day being in February or March or whenever it used to be.
Yeah.
That said, we will coach your bowl game.
Yeah. That was someone else was mentioning has a new coach ever come in and coached a bowl game? And I remembered who it was. It was Sonny Dykes.
Yeah. There was
When he
another
took
one
over
that did it.
We took over the SMU job. Because it was the first like Frisco Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And-
not like he had to move.
No.
Right. Well, and the best part though was that like SMU got molly whooped at that Frisco Bowl by like 50 by Cal.
Yeah, it was a weird scenario there.
I think it would be funny if there was a sitting, like just an active head coach who was just like, yeah, we're going to have an interim for the bowl game. Like, I'm busy.
Oh yeah, just like I'm not going to do this. I'm opting out of the bowl game.
Kids, be good for the babysitter.
I
Uh-huh.
mean, Jim Harbaugh kind of accidentally did that for most of this season, and it seemed to have worked out okay for
Fine
Michigan.
for him. The other one
The stealth sabbatical, everyone's favorite.
also, I mean, remember Luke Fickle last year at the Luke Fickle Bowl was not coaching either team, but just showed up like the fucking Phantom of the Opera on top of the Green Monster.
No, that was Satterfield.
Oh, Satterfield.
That's
Shit.
right. Yeah, he went from it was Scott Satterfield. Again, I wanted him to be on the Green Monster, just coaching in that
Both
situation. It was
just doing semaphore to call plays in.
perfect.
Although now my brain is full of Luke Fickle playing organ broodingly.
I
So
like
thank you for that.
I liked Lick Fuckle, which is what you were going with first before you
Yeah.
flipped it.
Well, I mean,
Words is
it's
hard.
better than
I'm gonna start calling him Lick Fuckle the whole time now. Another interesting good hire. Pitt Ken has offense.
Pitkin has offense. Pitt has acquired Western Carolina's offensive coordinator, who is not that much older than I am, in a shocking turn of events for Pat Narduzzi.
His name is Cade Bell.
Yes. His name is Cade Bell. His dad has been the coach at Western for a while, and they were like the number one offense in FCS this year in a lot of things. So Pitt's gonna have an offense that does things again.
And USC
So you'll have him for
have
1 year, and then Pat will throw a fit and go back to joyless murder ball.
I hope not. We've had offense, so it does actually annoy me a little bit, the like Pat Narduzzi only plays joyless murder ball stereotype, because it's not wrong, but it's not entirely correct either.
Well, yeah, because sometimes he doesn't get to make the choice on the coordinator hire.
Yeah. The 2016 offense was fun. It's not only the Mark Whipple offense that was decent, but yes.
I mean, the 2016 offense was fun, but Pat Narduzzi hated it and Canada was out as soon as the year ended. And like, yeah, it was convenient that LSU wanted to pay him a bunch of money, but like that was
Yeah.
not a great relationship there. And there's the only other one that Pat Narduzzi has not. Well, Pat Narduzzi has, like, he hired Sean Watson, he hired Signetti. He did hire Mark Whipple, but like when he hired Mark Whipple, that was after Sean Watson had done so poorly that like you have to bring in someone else. So that's we're now at the cycle of Narduzzi where he's forced to bring in a more dynamic offensive coordinator, and then hopefully the cycle will continue where then the team wins enough that Pat Narduzzi gets the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say political capital, but like the Pat Narduzzi gets the job security where he can then hire his own bad offensive coordinator again.
The mandate of heaven.
Yeah, like it goes in a circle like that. I think my theory here is that Pat Narduzzi, his ultimate goal in a football game is that because he wants to hear the song the Hell's Bells played, right? So like defensively that's great because like seemingly every team plays that on like third or fourth down, and now he has a excuse to also play that on offense. So I think that's really what he's going for.
And then Beth, you were about to say,
I was.
what's the other interesting hire?
Pitkin has offense and USC has defense.
This broke about 2 hours ago, and for me is the wildest move. North Dakota State's head coach Matt Entz is going to USC to be their linebacker coach, not their DC.
Again,
this two-time national champion. Is going to USC to be their linebacker coach. I don't know what dump truck of money they pulled up to do this. I know that his seat was a little toasty because North Dakota State had been a little rough, although they have looked like goddamn murder bison again lately. But this is every other North Dakota State head coach has moved up to be for the last like 5 has moved up to be a FBS head coach. Most recent, which was Craig Bowl, who went to Wyoming. And then Matt Entz is going to go be a linebacker coach at USC. I don't know. I need more information on this one before I figure out what the fuck is going on, because this feels weird. They're in the middle of a playoff run. Why not wait 2 weeks to announce this? I don't know.
He is being allowed to finish the playoff run. So it's probably something on USC's side where they just wanted to do it now.
I mean, GJ Kinney had the same thing last year. They announced him as the Texas State head coach right before the semis as well with Incarnate Word.
Yeah.
This is weird. Someone said this is a better career path for him. I've complained on here many times at this point that I hate the fact that we're no longer at this place where you could be an FCS head coach and just move up to an FBS head coach. You have to like do more time in the you have to go be a coordinator somewhere for a couple of years. You can't just move up for whatever reason, which sucks.
But, I mean, he's not even doing that.
No, I know. This is I don't get it. Like, great hire for USC. Like, if you want to pretend like you give a shit about about defense now, this is the way to do it.
Yeah,
because North Dakota State plays like this is what you want.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that just because the last guy that coached at a school and was successful, gets hired away. Look at the App State coaches that have been hired away and then not done spectacularly at the next job. But Chris Kleiman has been incredible with Kansas State. So like the job, the precedent is there, and then he's not even going to be a coordinator. He's probably got an inside track at that. If this goes well, but
this just feels weird. Like
it feels
not
bad.
even not even like a lateral move. It's now if you want to say like, I know that North Dakota State fans and boosters are like Alabama to the nth degree because they're Alabama, but have backed it up with a decade of winning championships. And yes, they slid a little this year, but they are back to looking like we'll talk about it later. What they did to South Dakota was brutal, was absolutely brutal, and made up for the loss earlier this year. So I don't know. It just feels weird. Anyways, Jaden Daniels wins the Heisman. Yay. I want to know who put JJ McCarthy as their first place vote.
It was not me.
Like I need to know what human being did this, because I'm not sure what sport you were watching, my friend. It was not the same sport I was watching this year. They did a breakdown by region, and the far west, I believe they called it, like the fucking Oregon Trail, west of the Rockies.
Look, man, I flew there and back this weekend, and I'm tired as hell. So
there you go. That was Michael Penix's land. The Midwest was Michael Penix's land too. All those old Indiana folks definitely voted for him. I think the other first place votes: Ollie Gordon, the second out of Oklahoma State, their running back; Cody Schrader from Missouri. I get that if you wanted to say that, but JJ McCarthy getting a first place vote just is I don't get it. I don't know what you were watching, my friend. I don't get it.
They were watching a guy throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. Sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's exactly. Yeah.
Or no, that's Kyle McCord. Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
I am
McCarthy
having an
is-
evening.
No, I believe he threw a couple to Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well,
too.
yeah, he probably did. The actual thing that I want to talk about with the Heisman vote, though, is the way the regions were defined on the map. It's upsetting.
Oh God, is this regionality thing? Okay,
We don't have to get super deeply into it, but the way
Yeah,
that
we
the
do.
Northeast was broken up, and the Mid-Atlantic being Pennsylvania, New Jersey through North Carolina. What?
So if you all don't know, because you haven't joined our Patreon, $5 a month to join our Discord, one of the things that we've had to put a very harsh ban on is discussing regionalisms, because whenever we get into, hey, what's the Midwest, it turns into just a rehash of everything that I can't deal with. I just can't do it, guys. But in this,
Coward.
all of the maps posting.
in this map, the Southwest is Texas, New Mexico, okay, Colorado, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska.
Welcome to the Southwest, Missouri.
I get all my turquoise jewelry is out of Missouri.
Extremely southwestern state, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and then of
it's
course,
just like the old
extremely
Big Eight.
southwestern state, Arkansas.
so yeah, Pennsylvania, you're Mid-Atlantic, all the way down to South Carolina. Also, the far west includes the Dakotas.
This is a
Beautiful.
conference map before conference realignment.
Yes.
This is it.
I just want to know how angry South Carolina is that they were kicked out of the South.
No, it's
Right.
no. South Carolina was in the ACC. This is the
Oh
conference
yeah,
map.
this is true.
This is the conference map before there was any realignment, and this is what it is. This is what it's always been, and they've never changed it.
South Carolina is Mid-Atlantic, but Kentucky is Southern.
I mean, Kentucky was in the SEC.
This is just, yeah.
Again, the Heisman map is untouched by realignment.
We don't do regionalisms because
We don't.
I'll have to get the spray bottle out.
Yeah, that's.
Welcome to the Southwest, St. Louis.
I mean, it's the gateway
It
to
is.
the Southwest.
I mean,
Yeah, how could it be the gateway to
kind
the
of get
West if
though.
it's in the West.
No, because if it's right on the edge. Well, honestly, I kind of get this though. Like, I feel like they just had regions, and then we're like, oh, what do we name these? Right? Like, the NCAA tournament always has the
I mean,
same
those
four
are
things.
NCAA regions are just like fucking the most bizarre. It's the Mid South Central region, and these are fucking.
They should just give them colors or something. Like
Yes.
this one's the purple region.
Well, yeah, but like they'll call it, like, they'll be like the West region. It's always like, I want to say it's always like East, West, like Midwest, and like South, I think.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And it's not like they're saying necessarily that the host cities are exactly that. It's just like, well, we have these cities and we have these names. And yeah, they probably drew the regions up first, and then we're just like, we got to throw names on these, and that's what they could come up with. It's like, I mean, there's plenty of conference things that don't actually make sense, like Missouri being in the Big Ten East. Well, we can live with it. The thing I want to mention
SEC
with the
East, but yes,
the SEC East. Sorry, the thing that I want to bring up with the Heisman stuff is how, like, into it LSU fans got, right? Like, and not just the Heisman, like other awards. I don't know why, but like somehow this was the year that like LSU fans didn't get super into like on the field stuff, like win, loss, whatever. But when it came down to awards voting, like LSU fans were crazy. I mean, like, in terms of who I saw like posting the most, like posting the like greatest poster. I think we should, by the way, we should have our own award that they can then post about. But in terms of like the number one posters this year, like, I want to say it was LSU, but specifically about awards.
Yeah, because and I love LSU dearly. What else were they going to post about this year?
Well, I mean, not having much of a defense, but yes. I wanted to mention that what Arthur was talking about, the LSU fans posting about the awards. I don't know who did it on the account, but somebody retweeted Brett McMurphy's tweet of Marvin Harrison Jr. winning.
I did because
winning
it was
the Bolitnikov, and then we got hit with like 3 notifications from LSU fans immediately. Should have been neighbors.
I did not realize this was
undo
going
retweet.
to be fucking...
We are done. Undo retweet. Why did you do this?
I just want to point this out because this is going to fuck all you all up. But that map that we just dropped, notice how the drop shadows for each region are actually not the same. Look at Hawaii's.
That's fun.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, they're not the same angle, not the same depth, not the same anything.
Did we make the map?
No, because of all the things that I do, I always make sure my drop shadows are the correct length and the correct direction.
Man,
it really fucks.
Deloitte, they suck at graphic design.
Let me tell you,
it's Deloitte and Touche.
For me on the Bolitnikov, I was down with Marvin Harrison because he got a cool nickname from Gus Johnson.
Oh,
and I don't
Mazda Marv.
I don't think Neighbors played a single game that Gus Johnson broadcast. So I'm all on. Is it Mitsubishi Marv? No, that's not right. It's
Mazda Marv.
It's Mercury Grand Marquis Marv.
So this week we did wrap up our last Sickos Committee poll.
What?
Everyone can pull that up.
We did?
We did.
Oh, wow. I can't believe that.
And you should pull it up because if you're on the podcast, you should pull it up.
I just want to say this. Shout out to Kevin, the master spreadsheeter.
This about killed Kevin.
This
poll
kind of killed Kevin, and he was in and out with he was out of the office. Well, not our office, but he was on some vacation. We don't have an office, but
we're in a closet in a hotel in Shreveport.
Well, I mean,
so that hotel is no longer a Best Western.
They may have kicked us out. I don't know. We may have to discuss this, but Best Western, please sponsor the podcast. But I want to give a shout out to Kevin. The write-in votes for this poll were absolutely ridiculous. Somebody was writing short essays.
We had
for each.
We had people who put a full paragraph on every
on every single vote. line. They
For
put full
character limits now.
So we may have to do this a little bit different in the future. We may have to create some drop downs. We may have to do something like that. We don't want to limit the creativity of our followers. But this about killed Kevin. And then also mixed in with him, being out of town for a little bit, not access to this. This took a little bit longer for us to calculate than normal. This is probably the longest time that it took Kevin to calculate a poll, I would say.
Yeah. And, combined with just leaving it open for longer than I think we've ever done before.
Yeah. Because there
were distinct eras in the poll of what happened was the leading vote.
That's the crazy thing, is that like so much stuff happened that different waves of stuff came through. I remember
there was a lot of things that happened college football wise, and there was a lot of different waves in the voting. Typically the last poll we leave it open for a week. Kevin was, out of town just for this time, so we left it open 2 extra days. And then the most crazy shit ever happened in college football in those 2 extra days that we left it open. So this made this poll even more ridiculous, even more labor intensive than normal. There was a lot of different things that came through to us, so I appreciate your patience with us. People are asking for the poll results. Don't worry, they're going to be coming. They will be released with this podcast on Tuesday, but that's the reason why it took so long. It's not again, this is totally manual. This is not we're sickos, right? We're the Sickos Committee. We don't have any automation. We don't have any of that information, but we don't have any, drop downs, or we just doing straight Google Forms. This is ridiculous, but we appreciate everybody taking the time to drop in their top 10 things, teams, people, places, objects, whatever you voted for in the poll. So thank you so much for that. We couldn't do this poll without you. So we appreciate the votes and you taking the time to do it.
I will, in the sake of brevity of time, I'm just going to go through our top 10 because those are the important ones. Number 10 is going to be the Pac-2. Shout out to Oregon State and Washington State, who have now figured out how to play their in-state rivals.
Nice.
And also are paying the Mountain West large sums of money to play them. Number 9, we have New Mexico State. Just above them, number 8, Auburn. This is why you got to look at the fucking head-to-heads. I can't believe.
Wait.
The
Sickos
why do we,
poll has
why
it
do we
right
play the
then,
fucking,
though, right?
Why do we play the fucking games?
So wait, no, New Mexico State beat Auburn, so Auburn should be higher in the Sickos poll. That's right. That's got to be correct, right?
No, I
Auburn is more Sickos because they lost to New Mexico State, right?
Oh, I disagree. I think
It depends on what sickos means to you.
It does.
Right.
The eyes and nobody can define it. So everybody has their own meaning.
Much like the Supreme Court, I'll know it when I see it. I know what I saw today. We had a fucking immaculate half in the NFL.
That's right.
And I was so happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Jets scored a bunch of touchdowns after that. It was crazy.
Yes.
They were blessed with touchdowns.
Number 7 is Florida State. Most of these came in, I believe, after the...
There was a late surge.
A late surge for Florida State, which is... I don't know how that's going to be received by the public. We'll see.
we could just arbitrarily bump them up to number 5.
No, not doing it. Leave them at 7. Don't do that. Don't you dare.
There were a lot of votes for Florida State in 5th place that wrote in, or in 4th place that wrote in where they should be.
Okay.
Which I would agree with, but yeah.
Number 6, James Madison. Number 5, Colorado. Number 4, the Big Ten West in their swan song year.
That was great.
Number 3, Brian Ferentz.
That's right.
Number 2, Nebraska. And in a landslide, their repeat is the Iowa Hawkeyes.
This, my God,
not even close, kids.
Just incredible. There was a lot of replies that just said, just give it to Iowa already. And, I had to like it. Just because you normally just, anybody replies to us that's not a jerk or whatever, I am liking your tweet.
Dude, I told you this. I like the jerk responses too.
Yeah, you do that.
Sickos Committee isn't funny. Bam, hit that heart. Sickos Committee's jokes are overrated. Bam, hit that heart.
I mean,
Sickos Committee is no longer what they used to be. Bam, hit that heart every time.
we're no longer what we used to be. We've pretty much been the
We've
same.
existed for like half a second. How are we already in decline?
We
No.
declined.
We've been
We were established in 2013. I thought we figured that out
That's
this week.
Thank you. We're genuine about it, though. It's okay.
Yeah. That's why I absolutely hit those things. Whenever someone's like, "These guys suck," fuck yeah, we do. Bam, hit the like.
I don't think we're anything special. We're just having fun and just it's ridiculous. We're
That's
here. We don't know why we're here. We're just here. And we're just here to have some fun. Let's enjoy
We're
it.
here because we're here.
That's
because we're here.
That's about right. That's
our tautology.
We're here. I don't know how this happened. I'm here. I'm just gonna keep enjoying. I don't know why we have so many followers. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing things and whatever.
Yeah, we can't really worry about breaking the thing when we don't understand.
We
why
don't
the thing
know.
works.
We're building the plane while we're flying it, and I don't even know if the plane is even flying. I don't even think we've taken off the ground yet.
I will say what I'm going to do, by the way, is of course, because Iowa has won.
Yes,
we will partner with a food pantry in Iowa City. It's the same one we did last year.
Yep.
I'm not going to say the name because I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. I don't get it
co-
wrong.
commu-
It's the Community Crisis Center.
Community crisis,
Something
or
like that,
commu-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they do great work in the Iowa City area, making sure that families have access to food.
Yeah.
And we're going to partner with them and get that all set up for Tuesday when we drop the list.
Totally.
So that folks can donate to that. Last year we raised over $5,000. We had a fraction of the number of people.
We had $5,500, and we exceeded, I guess, the most amount of yardage of Iowa offense underneath Kirk Ferentz.
Yep.
For donations.
So
I'm
I'm
hoping
that.
we can do more than 5,500 this year. Also, I'm going to say this. As the commish, this is going to be a lot on me, but we got a brand new label maker. Anybody that makes a donation at or above the Ferentz line of $25 or more, if you send me your address and your name via email with a receipt showing that you donated, I'm going to send you a Sickos Committee koozie. It's not on the store. It's just exclusive swag. You will get this. It is two-sided. I will tweet this on Tuesday. But yeah, I will mail you one just for your donation to the food, for the food drive. Because again, I mean, this is all fun. We have a giant platform. We don't know how the hell we got one. We don't know why this has happened, but we want to do some good with it. So if anybody donates more than $25, I'm sorry, 25 and above, because I gotta be $25 and above. So if you hit 25, you're gonna get something. Send me your address,
including defensive dollars.
Including defensive dollars. That's right.
So, anyways, thank you everyone,
and special teams dollars.
Thank you for everyone who voted. This is always one of our favorite things to do.
Yeah,
even if it drives Kevin crazy. We're talking about, like I said, moving it to a different platform, or at least trying to make life a little easier for us. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, poor Kevin. I'm just gonna say this. Kevin. Like, I mean, we appreciate Kevin so much here in the committee. He is an XL whiz. He probably could have won the world championship in XL while we were watching the Kibby Dome games.
No, he couldn't. No, he couldn't have, because
okay.
that shit's crazy.
Okay, I don't know, man. He's good at pivot tables. I don't know.
But what they do, like I appreciate what Kevin does, but what they do is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that.
Well, and that's why we're happy to announce that we're going to launch Sickos March Madness, where you can vote for all 64 slots, and Kevin will manage it.
Jesus Christ! Don't say that.
Kevin's face right now is like, "Are you kidding me, Beth? I will hurt you."
We did put together a tournament bracket last year out of the basketball poll results.
Like, we did.
Have the infrastructure to do that.
Yeah, no, that's actually
that was easy.
Less insane.
That was easier because you could do Twitter polls and then just bump.
And then advancing that is easy.
Yeah,
once you have the field, you just do Twitter polls.
I like the college basketball side of thing, which Sickos CBB we're gonna do a poll. We didn't do a preseason poll. It was probably a little bit too much, but we will do a poll. And then we do the field of 64, which is great. It's an easy tournament, and we'll get Grish on for Sickos CBB, and we'll talk about that in the future. Also, you want to mention join our Patreon, Jordan?
Yes,
Yeah.
for $5 a month, you can join our Patreon, which gives you access to all of our discussions.
Yep.
Lets you talk about all of the projects we have coming up. And if you want to take charge and do something as well and add to our great bit of content that we put out, you're welcome to as well. We've got folks doing all sorts of stuff for us that is just incredibly useful and incredibly... this whole thing is super collaborative. It always has been. So thank you for everyone who's in there already.
So
it's a committee, absolutely.
I've been mailing some things to our patrons, which I'm slowly working through. Which again, the label maker is paying off. I need to name the label maker. So if you got a label maker name, give me one. The Sickos Committee label maker is working overtime. I'm mailing stuff to our patrons, exclusive merch, the koozie, and then something else, just as a thank you here because. Again, this is a committee. This is not our real jobs. We're not professionals. Maybe one day, but we appreciate it. We appreciate every single effort. Again, anybody helping out, shout out to Mace, shout out to Ben. Incredible work with all the fast food restaurants and stuff in the Patreon. And anybody that has an idea, shout out.
Also Legion Genius.
Oh, Little Mac too. It's crazy.
And Little Mac Cage Killer, all those guys.
Yes, and DSU Matt.
And DSU Matt.
God, just so many patrons. We love you all. Like shout out to the Indiana fan, Donnelly. I think it's KD or KH. I have no idea. Sorry if I messed it up.
Also, we have our merch store. We have. When's that sale ending today?
Tonight.
No,
it's done.
Okay,
it's
so
done.
So never mind. Fuck that.
The reason I ran the sale is because we have 10 business days to Christmas, and I'm like, they couldn't give me an answer if it would make it before Christmas. So I put that out there on the sale. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna make it, but you got 10 business days before Christmas.
So we also have new stuff like our punt mug, our I like big puns and I cannot lie mug. We also have a ULM mention sticker. We also have a Sickos Committee Law and Order sticker too. Which was a joke that I literally threw together in 2 seconds because I don't remember why anymore.
The best stuff that happens in the Discord.
Yeah,
it
happens all the time.
There's just moments of lightning of ridiculousness, and then shout out to two of our committee members came up with the sayings for us to tweet to go along with the sticker. I can't even remember who we used.
It was great. Then we have Message Board Geniuses podcast. Listen to them. They are having a hoot and a holler this time of year. We have a YouTube channel and Instagram. You should follow both of those things. On Instagram, I think I'm going to turn that into an essential oils scam. So definitely follow that.
What are the most Sickos essential oils?
I don't know, but
but
as a dude around Christmas, I'm told that the only scents I can have are leather, tobacco, and sandalwood. Everything I need to own has to have those smells.
Well, I mean, I know there was some patchouli. Or maybe a little bit.
You can have the
get
bourbon
some
barrel
nice cedar in there or something.
Oh yeah, cedar.
The bourbon barrel dude soap that is extra viscous.
Dr. Sasquatch or whatever.
Dr. Squatch. Dr. Squatch.
And then you definitely need an ice cube that is just like a giant ball to put in your bourbon glass. That's what you need.
We expressed this scent directly from Purdue Pete.
Okay. Next, someone write this down. Next year for Christmas, custom mascot scents.
Hey, you could call it Boilermaker Brute.
Yes.
What do we think Big Red smells like?
Cinnamon.
Cotton candy.
Yeah.
Actually or spiritually?
No, I mean actually
we
smells
all
like
know
mold.
he smells like sweaty mascot. What do we think he spiritually?
Yeah, no, he smells like marching band uniform that's been in the sun and it's been rained on and then kept in a
cotton candy.
I feel like
Cherry
he smells
Starburst.
indefinably like fish.
Swedish fish?
Ooh.
But no one knows why. All fish.
Fish and Swedish fish.
Yes. Yes, he's at the exact midpoint between fish and Swedish fish.
Oh no!
We're having a median, not a midpoint on that.
I just thought about Twizzlers, and I'm not going to say anymore. I'm done.
Also, as always, Home Field Apparel is what supplies us with warm, comfy clothing with all sorts of things. Right now, I am wearing under my hoodie. I am wearing my TCU Riff Raff Bim Bam shirt, which I love. I will be wearing my Colorado School of Mines shirt to the Colorado School of Mines national title game on Saturday. I'm going with patron and a close friend of mine, Nick Pants, who lives nearby.
Shout out Nick
He and I
Pants.
are both going to go together. He and I are going to go to this game together, and then I'm going to get in my car and drive to Shreveport.
Do it
right afterwards.
That's what
Because Mama's calling.
that's what normal
I'm fucking
people
crazy.
do. You got to go investigate the new headquarters.
I do. I have to drive by. So offer code, as always, is yes, ha ha ha, yes, three ha's for 15% off your first time order. Also, the 12 days of home field are on, so look at our timeline every day this week. They have something new and fun every day. Keep track of that. We want to do a quick rundown of the games that happened this weekend. First off, super excited about this. Totally random. In Virginia, in the 2A state football championship, Galax beat Essex 7-6. Sorry, in the Class 1 state championship. And it was a Iowa touchdown for the Southern. It was a field goal with 2 safeties.
Hell yeah.
A game-winning field goal that hit the crossbar and doinked
It bounced
in
over.
from 42 yards out by a freshman kicker to win the state title.
God, that's
And
beautiful.
then, I know somebody in the replies was just like, you got to feel for those kids that lost. And I'm like, we do. But the fact is that somebody scored 2 safeties and kicked a game-winning field goal to win with an Iowa touchdown 7-6 is incredibly mind-blowing.
Not just a game-winning field goal, a game-winning doink.
A game-winning crossbar doink in.
On Friday night, we had one of the best games I've seen in a long time, Furman at Montana. This thing was just an absolute...
From the get-go.
From
This
the
game
get...
ruled.
This game was...
It was... This was the only thing on. Everyone was watching, and God, I'm glad. Because this was everything you want in an FCS playoff game. Anything you want in a football game.
Yes.
Outdoors, in Montana, in Missoula, Furman coming in and just being like, fuck it, we're going to ball. Like, who cares? We're just going to go for this. It ended up in OT. Montana wins 35-28. It was so good. This was a great game. Instant classic. Then on Saturday, we had Army Navy. It hit the over because of a purpose. Okay, it hit the over if you had 27.5.
Yeah, there was some that was 28.5. There were others that had 27.5. But it hit the over at the end because of an incredible goal line stand by Army. And then they took an intentional safety to run out the clock, essentially. And
right.
Essentially it's a walk-off safety that ended the game. I'm going to give a shout out to Matt Brown of The Athletic, not Matt Brown Extra Points. By the way, both Matt Browns rock. So do your thing. Matt Brown from The Athletic noted that this was the first 17-11 FBS game since college football's second greatest rivalry, the Battle on the Bayou, ULM versus the Raging Cajuns. In 2007, ULM won it 17-11. And that was the week after they beat Alabama. They did not have a letdown, folks.
This game was exactly what you thought it would be. Army Navy just absolutely running at each other.
Dude, one year I just want Army Navy to just be like an incredible shootout that's like 52-49 and nobody can understand what the hell happened.
This was fun to watch. It always is.
It always is. It's great. It is. I don't care that they're going to be in the American together because this game is still going to be the same no matter what. If they're in the conference together or not, this game is still the same. It's not counted as a conference game. This game is going to be a throwback. I want to make a petition for this game, though. Since it's always going to be a throwback, move the goal post to the front of the end zone. That's it.
Yep.
This game has to have the goal posts in the front of the end zone. Only this game. Doesn't matter. Put them in the front.
I think they should start Field of Dreaming this game. Start having it at like weird places. Don't put it at the Yale Bowl. Put it at Harvard Stadium. Put it at, I don't know, put it, because right now it's this like cycle of,
well, I mean,
it's in Philly most time.
The tickets
Baltimore.
are insane.
Yeah,
like,
no,
they
it is
sell out
insane.
like you need like the biggest. Put it in the big house. Just the biggest stadiums. Do Army Navy in the biggest stadiums we got. Put it in Neyland Stadium. Let the Vol Navy come out.
Put it in
whatever.
Put it in Rio Rung March, whatever, April in Pyongyang. It is a large stadium. It seats like 350,000.
Sure.
I'm not sure how they would feel about that.
But sure.
Fuck it. Army Navy battle at Bristol.
That's right.
Done. Sold.
Put that shit in the biggest stadium that is known to man. I don't care if they're playing in like Barcelona or whatever.
Army Navy at the Maracanã. Let's go.
Army Navy in the infield on the front stretch at Talladega.
Done. Or Bristol, where they had Virginia Tech in Tennessee.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
I don't care. Put it in the biggest stadium possible. Army Navy. This is what football used to be, and we should still celebrate it as such.
Also, in FCS playoffs, Villanova gave South Dakota State more than they fucking wanted.
Oh, damn.
Like with the wind blowing 35 continuously, guess up to 50.
Up to 55 miles an hour. It was ridiculous. You could tell which team had the wind.
I saw a negative 4-yard punt.
Yes.
I saw
the negative 4-yard punt was hilarious because the punter was like, I got to keep this on a low trajectory. But he kept it so low that it hit the up man in his butt.
Not the top of his head.
No.
Not clipped in
his ass.
It was directly in his ass.
Oh no!
Straight directly up his butt.
Because before the game started, they'd been punting, practicing.
You don't want that bruise, man.
And the ball had been like flying back over their heads if they ever tried to kick it high enough. It reminded me, by the way, of the Baylor Air Force game last year. I was at Air Force's.
So last week, like, there was a North Dakota State person that blocked an extra point and had the laces, and everybody was like, get a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
The up man from Villanova, if he has the laces there.
No,
I do. Yep, I 100% do that. Yeah,
get the ass tattoo.
Okay.
Get the ass
do
tattoo.
It.
Because every time you hook up with someone after that, it's a story.
Why do you have Frankenstein stitches tattooed on your butt crack?
I got a story. Here's a great story.
What had happened was, it was a windy day in Brookings.
Like all good stories. Villanova just started making mistakes down the back end, and South Dakota State in the second half started looking
and up the back end.
Hey, that was in the first half.
They made the mistake of putting so the counter programming to Army Navy on CBS was North Dakota State at South Dakota on ABC, thinking that this one was going to be like a real nail biter, like this was supposed to be real close. Yeah, earlier this year, South Dakota beat North Dakota State in Fargo on homecoming, and they took that personally. Final score of this was North Dakota State 45, South Dakota 17, and that South Dakota scored some stuff in garbage time. This is not as close as this looked. It was a massacre.
It was
for South Dakota.
The Dakota Dome was depressed.
Brutal.
Like, it was. Oh my god, I cannot even like North Dakota was. Like, I'd blink and they scored again.
35-3 at halftime.
North Dakota State. It was 35-3 at halftime. They scored a touchdown, but like this was South Dakota's drives here. So North Dakota State gets a touchdown. I'm like, okay. Then the Yotes answer 7-3, right? Like whatever, perfect.
Yep.
Then it's touchdown. Then South Dakota has to punt. North Dakota State takes that to the house. It's 21-3. Then South Dakota has to punt. 9 plays, 81 yards, touchdown, North Dakota State. South Dakota interception. North Dakota State touchdown. South Dakota interception. End of half. 35-3. And it was just like the second half was just basically just end this game. And South Dakota got like 14 points and North Dakota State got 10. So South Dakota Yotes, you did win the second half, but whew,
no.
I mean North Dakota is North Dakota State is angry. But then their coach leaves. What the hell?
But the last time that happened, they won the national title.
I mean, maybe win one for the coaches that's leaving. They're
headed to Missoula, which ought to be.
That's gonna be.
Montana, North Dakota State is a game that I have circled rather large. I don't remember if that's the Friday or Saturday game.
That's going to be. I mean, that's the Big Sky's last shot to get a title, due to what happened later. But
that game is going to be Saturday at 3:30.
I can't wait for that one. That's going to be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be phenomenal.
I'll be listening to that one in the car.
So good.
Oops, all knives.
Oh God! And then the game that ended up being the most insane, Albany. I'll say it right, at Idaho. Poffenbarger, our boy Reese Poffenbarger, silly name, great quarterback. he was the man. Albany wins this one 30-22, and Idaho fans, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but there were 3 missed field goals.
They were all ridiculous, though.
That was
no
bouncing off of everything.
No. Idaho had a field goal from 45. I'm like, okay, fine. But then they had a 52 and a 52. Like, Idaho was stuck settling for long field goals. I feel bad for the ambidextrous kicker, the bipedal kicker, because he kicks field goals with his right foot. Oh, I'm sorry. And then he punts with his left foot.
Most kickers are bipedal. That's all.
I want to see one who isn't now. Oh my goodness, I want to see one who isn't.
Was it like? That's what the announcer said.
Shaolin soccer.
Is there like something different?
Very literally, the one-legged man in the ass kicking contest.
Totally perfect.
See, I was picturing like no. We have Airbud but for kicking.
Ah, yes.
We have a quadrupedal kicker.
Someone found a centaur.
What was it? It's not ambidextrous. It's something different, right?
Yeah, it would be.
I was looking for the right word and I used the wrong one. So thank y'all for roasting me for that.
What else are we here for?
I mean, that's the whole point of this podcast is somebody makes a mistake and everybody gets roasted. It's perfect.
Ambidextrous, but for feet.
Ambidextrous.
I literally just googled the exact same thing.
Same.
See, look.
Ambipedal.
I threw that shit out there, and y'all make fun of me, and then y'all Googling
I love that
shit.
our Google search was exactly the same too. I love that.
That's fine. Whatever.
You and me, Pitt Girl.
That's fine.
But yeah, so yeah, this was great for a lot of reasons. The best part was the announcing team called us out in the middle of the game because they were showing the Christmas parade, which included a Kibby Dome float.
Click the tweet. Do it. Click it.
Can we play it?
Play it. We got called out on on an actual game.
Not the first time this has happened, but this was
but it was special.
The most egregious version.
It was amazing.
It's one of the most unique venues in college football. There's a reason the Sickos Committee loves it. There's a reason people still cover up NCAA 14 to build an Idaho Vandals dynasty to make this venue the toughest place to play in college football. I can't wait for the new EA college football game.
That's what more of our brand do we want, guys?
Nothing more, really. Honestly, it was
that's the brand.
This kind of ruffled some feathers because there were some folks were mad that ESPN cozied up to the Sickos Committee watching the Kibby Dome after what they did to the college football playoff. I'm like, are you like associating two things together? Like, again, we're just having fun. We don't know what the hell we're doing. We're not professionals.
I'm happy.
I'm just watching the fucking game. I'm watching the Kibby Dome.
Hey, Kirk Herbstreit, who listens to this podcast, as far as I'm concerned. Hey, Pat McAfee's assistants, which I know listen to this podcast. If you want us on there, I will cozy up to you. I will sell the ESPN line.
I don't give.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do anything.
Y'all got all ESPN has all the games we watch, man.
Pitt Girl, stop making that face.
ESPN Plus. We're selling out on the podcast right now. No.
There we go.
I just want to take a moment to make the regularly scheduled reminder that college football is fundamentally absurd. We don't take it seriously. You shouldn't either.
No.
Nobody does. Number one, that. Number two, we are the sickos, not the teams.
Yeah.
We're the guy looking in the window.
That's us. Like, we have the sicko across our shirt. And you can buy our shirt at the store. No, but I've turned into business guy. I can't wait to be like corporate committee.
Listen, as long as the Kibby Dome knows how much we love them, I don't care what anybody else thinks.
The Kibby Dome follows us. The Vandals follow us. I mean, we're followed by some teams which is incredible on its own. And again, we love this. This game was amazing. Idaho had their shots. There was a part of the game where it seemed like Idaho was throwing the most difficult passes possible.
Oh, we're forcing the fuck out
no,
of this.
No, but it's like they're trying to throw like corner routes and like fades on and like nothing over the middle. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, work the middle. They didn't run the ball. I was confused by the game plan, which is okay, whatever. They were hitting on some of them. It's fine. But there was a point in the game where the quarterback for Idaho did not complete a pass for like 9 out of his last 10 passes, and they could not string together a drive at all. And they're having to settle for these 52-yarders, which is, I mean, you're asking an FCS kicker that kicks with both legs, not bipedal. But, he is bipedal, but he kicks with both legs. You're asking a lot out of a kicker to do that.
I mean, but the wind in there is just you got to take into account for the wind and conditions.
No, I'm just saying
that's what the second leg is for.
You got to take into account the camera angles.
The camera
angles.
The
Idaho fans must have been breathing
Eastern
too hard.
learned last year.
And I mean, shout out to the Idaho fans that were there. They were sending us pictures after they had to leave because it was like a blizzard outside.
That was the best part. Was like 70 degrees inside, outside blowing snow.
Look, I'm sold on like Poffenbarger NFL quarterback already. I'm like Poffenbarger just winging that thing to like Easton 3 times. Like it seemed like Albany couldn't do anything, but then all of a sudden Poffenbarger would run for his life in the backfield, like just trying to survive, and then just fuck it, Easton's down there somewhere, and it's a touchdown for Albany. I don't know if that's gonna work in Brookings when who knows what the win is gonna be on Friday, but that was a phenomenal game. I feel bad for the Vandals going out. Shout out to our Idaho State fans. The Jungle immediately started the hate as soon as the clock hit 0. They were all over it.
Before that, they
were ready. They were like, oh my God. But shout out to Albany. First win outside of the Eastern time zone. First time they've ever made the FCS semis. It is incredible. Good luck in Brookings. But, you know, when you got Poffenbarger, who knows?
To quickly go over the D2 games, because both of them were pretty much blowouts. Harding ran all over the place, 55-14 over Lenore Rhine. The most interesting here was that Harding hit the D2 record for rushing yards in a season, over 5,500 yards. They were rushing for 400 yards a game and passing for less than 50 a game.
They are.
I get to see them play this weekend, and I am so goddamn excited.
They were flex boning to the max.
Oh, it was just like running.
There was a tweet.
You know who?
There was a tweet. I think somebody said that the crowd was chanting, "Give him the bone."
Yeah. Do you know what team they took the record from?
No.
The original record was Lenore Rhine in 2013.
Oh no!
Record in the semifinal game. Beautiful. The other game was Colorado School of Mines 35, Kutztown 7. Said it right finally.
No, you didn't.
Nope.
No, you didn't.
What are you talking about? It's Kutzberg.
I fucked
Kutztown.
No, I didn't say Kutzberg. I said Kurtzberg.
Kurtzberg. God, you messed that up so bad. It was so great.
I messed it up so badly. I did not.
Everybody, like Ben in our Discord was furious, and then Pitt Girl was just like, "Hey, we yelled at on the podcast.
We talked about this. How many times
we just talked about this, Jordan?
That wasn't a joke. I actually just fucked that up.
Yes, you totally. It's funny though, because like Jordan will tweet, and I'm just like, "Damn it, Jordan." Like, we need a sticker that says "Damn it, Jordan."
I can do that. And then on D3, SUNY Cortland absolutely takes care of business over Randolph Macon.
Amazing.
The Red Dragons are going to the Stag Bowl in Virginia somewhere.
Yes.
I can't remember where it was. And then the most competitive of these games was North Central at Wartburg. North Central is the reigning champion, and Wartburg came up and ran it to them till the very end of this game.
Yeah, they had
Interestingly enough, because this game was at Wartburg, I can't remember why. It had something to do with just
because there were I think what is it? North Central played a team that was like someone lower and only classified as only 9 wins for them. So they got the home game for that. But Wartburg came up just short. They had a 4th and like 3 or 4, and they just fell like a yard short. So they could have almost done it with like maybe like 30 yards out from the end zone, but the North Central made the play to save the game there.
Commish, you're going to have to explain the bowl thing, our bowl picks, because we're going to do a couple of them tonight.
Okay, we're going to do this.
While let me pull up the wheels.
All right, our goal is to try to get through 10 bowl previews here.
There's no way we're doing that in 40 minutes. But go ahead.
45 minutes. We'll see. We got a lot of time. Maybe we can cut some stuff, but we got to see.
4 minutes per preview.
Yeah, I'm going to set timers.
All right, we'll see. We can do that. All right, so I'm going to try to do the Sickos Bowl Bonanza, the Bowl Bound Showcase Showdown, or as Danger named it, the Brazen Baracho Breakdancing Bowl Bound Bonanza. So I want to say this here. Here are the rules that I'm going to try to explain on the podcast. I am actually literally saying what I typed. We preview the bowl game, and then the fun begins. Each bowl game typically has 4 things. They have a bowl sponsor, a bowl name, a city/location where the game takes place, and then the stadium where they will play the game in. As a committee, we get to choose to randomly spin for a new sponsor, bowl name, city, or stadium, or keep those 4 things. For bowl games without a sponsor, we get to spin for a sponsor. For bowl games whose sponsor is the name of the game, like the Duke's Mail game, the Pop-Tart Bowl, we will either get to add another sponsor or bowl game name. We have a whole bunch of things that we've spreadsheeted here. Jordan is going to have to get the spinners going. I got 4 different lists of things in the podcast thing. So hopefully Jordan can get the wheels up. So I have the list of the bowl sponsor spinner list, the bowl name spinner list, the bowl location spinner list, and then I think the bowl stadium spinner list. For the purpose of this, wherever the location of the game that we choose is, that stadium automatically gets transported to that location. All right? So the stadium that we get, let's just say it's not the Big House, but if it's hosted a bowl game in the past, it'll be transported to that city. If it makes sense, it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't make sense. Does this bowl preview make sense? No, we hope it doesn't. But let's talk about it. So let's go ahead and get to our first bowl game.
Okay. So we are going to haul through these a little bit, but again, some of these don't require a ton of stuff. First off, we have the Myrtle Beach Bowl. This is our first bowl game of the season, technically. Funnily enough, if you Google Myrtle Beach Bowl, it actually comes up with a bowling alley first.
Nice. That could wind up on our Substack preview. Who knows?
Who knows?
But the Go Bowling Bowl is not the Myrtle Beach
No, it's not.
Bowl.
It is not. This one's in Conway. This one is going to be Georgia Southern and Ohio.
Ooh.
Georgia Southern coming off of a pretty bad skid towards the end of the year. Ohio definitely feeling like they're on the upswing here.
Oh, but
again,
I think their quarterback entered the transfer portal, though.
They did.
Yeah.
But Davis Brin did not.
No.
But I don't know that Davis Brin's the person you want to be like, I think he's going to have a great bowl game. This is on the surf turf. It has all the best parts about Myrtle Beach, all the knife stores, the mini golf, sort of like the perfect bowl game. I love this kind of thing.
Knives and mini golf. That seems to be like a good theme for this bowl game.
How do you play mini golf?
Well, I mean, I use the knife to carve my score in the little tiny paper score thing.
Oh, okay.
Instead of the mini pencil that they give you that I probably lose after hole number 3.
Yeah. So I said, this one's like, our friends over at Solid Verbal, one of their big rules about their bowl confidence thing is that they always say downplay MAC teams, which I hardly disagree with. I think that Ohio has this one. This is just my own gut feeling on this. I'm not making lots of predictions, but this feels like Ohio's.
Okay, so Jordan said Ohio. I gotta go with Georgia Southern. They're going to another Sun Belt school. Let's do this. Let's disagree. Let's debate. But the main thing about the Sickos Bowl Bonanza is this one does not have a bowl sponsor. So we need to roll or spin the wheel for a bowl sponsor. What do we got, Jordan?
Hold up, let me make sure it doesn't spin for 2 fucking
Yeah, I know.
years.
Let's do. Can you put the little wheel in the chat or whatever?
No, because there's 4 wheels.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to keep swapping
Let's
between
do
them.
it.
So
We have to trust you?
Yep, you're
Okay,
gonna trust
we're gonna
me.
have to trust you. Take a screenshot of it.
I mean, he can show his screen.
He could.
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Do I want to do that?
Yes.
How many tabs are we about to see?
700
I want to
tabs.
see the tabs, Jordan.
Share
Give me them
screen,
tabs, baby.
Window, entire screen.
Listener, please remember that Pitt Girl asked for this.
I
Okay, this is
did.
screen 2. Okay, so
Okay, this is fine.
Okay, that's fine.
but because I have 2 monitors, guys.
I don't. I mean, we're not going to talk about the other tabs. This is fine.
So we got Mercari. Mercari is well,
It's
when
like
you Google
eBay,
it,
but
when you
not
Google
eBay.
it, the first thing is Mercari legit or not? So there you go.
It's perfect. So it's
Yeah,
going to be
perfect
the
bowl sponsor.
Macari. All right. Do we want to keep the location in Myrtle Beach?
I think
I
we have,
feel like
Yes.
sketchy online marketplace fits Myrtle Beach.
It does. Okay.
I would argue spin the bowl name because I don't like
Myrtle Beach
the
Bowl.
just name after location.
there we go.
So we'll do the bowl name.
The global ambassadors.
So it
Bowl.
is the McCurry,
That's so much better.
McCurry Global Ambassadors Bowl in Myrtle. I'm sorry, McCurry
In
In
Conway.
Myrtle Beach.
in Conway, South Carolina.
Someone write this down for me, just so we have it somewhere.
Ben, where are you, Ben?
No, someone on the podcast write this down.
I'm putting it in the show
Oh, you
notes.
do it.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
So we're gonna stick with the city. Do we want to have the stadium still be Brooks Stadium, surf turf?
Yeah, because it's the surf
Mhm.
turf.
All right,
That's-
we're gonna
that's
keep the
fine.
surf turf. All right, we're good there. So that's our new bowl.
Look at us. We're actually moving through things. Okay.
Let's go.
Next up is the Celebration Bowl. Howard versus Florida A&M. Howard, the surprise winner of the MEAC this year after taking down NC Central, and Florida A&M, their first time ever in a Celebration Bowl, and looking like absolute, like, just murder snakes. Also, when I did the state outlines for Florida, this is my absolute favorite because the snake crossed with the shape of Florida looks great. I tried it the other way because people were like, "Why don't you make it, fit the same way as the snake is the state?" Doesn't look as good, but the cross it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And also, my favorite fucking color scheme in almost all of college football: the orange and green.
Oh, it's
It looks so
excellent.
good.
I mean, Jordan, you're a Leighton Hurricane fan.
That's what this is. No, I'm a latent Seattle Sea Dragon fan because they lifted almost their entire look out of Florida A&M.
Pitt
You?
Girl's like down.
Is that how I do
You
the?
down.
Is this? Wait, this one is Utah.
down.
This is Utah. This is
There's a
Miami.
lot of you here. And then Pitt Girl's like down.
Oh,
Down.
the U Albany players throwing the V for
The V
Vandals
is
down.
Oh, they were throwing the V's down. It was amazing.
Throwing V's down. Oh my
Amazing.
god,
Love it.
that is some
That was
fucking.
great.
Celebration Bowl is one of my favorite games. I'm glad that this is considered a bowl game and they put this on
Done.
in the middle of the bowl season.
It's on the
Great.
list.
I love it.
All right.
Can they please mic the bands in a way that doesn't suck this
Yeah,
year?
hopefully they do better.
They're usually pretty good about these games.
All right.
They're
so
usually pretty good.
This bowl game is sponsored by Cricket, which is like
we need no, fuck it.
we need a new sponsor. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Cricket.
Spin-
You're out of
spinning
here.
that.
New sponsor. Spin the wheel. What do we got?
Advocare V100.
Oh, that's so much better.
Totally better.
Advocare V100 Celebration. Do we like the Celebration Bowl name?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we're
The
gonna get
Celebration
the
Bowl name. I'm
Celebration Bowl.
going to keep
We got
Celebration
it.
Bowl name.
All right. It's in Atlanta. Are we okay with Atlanta?
I like Atlanta too.
Yes.
on this one.
Yeah.
Beth is thinking.
I suppose.
Okay, so Atlanta, we're keeping Atlanta. It's the Mercedes-Benz weird Atlanta Falcons dome, whatever they call it. Are we okay with that stadium?
The Benz is nice, but I do kind of want to roll for the stadium.
Let's roll for state.
Let's roll for the stadium. Let's do it. What do we got here? Stadium roll.
The Georgia Dome.
We moved it 20 miles. Good
This
job.
Is the Georgia
just
Dome
feels
still up?
mean.
Or they imploded it, right?
Yeah, no, it's not. We
Yeah.
didn't move it 20 miles. It's the same location.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're in the same place. It's like
We
moving from
resurrected
Hinesfield
it.
to Three Rivers.
How
Well,
does
See,
that work?
I was going to argue keeping it, and now I don't have
How does that
to.
work? It's back in the Georgia Dome.
We've time traveled.
We've got
We did it.
like 80 choices here, guys, and it came up with the fucking Georgia Dome.
We have so many choices, and it came up with the Georgia Dome. Like the wheel doesn't lie. It doesn't lie.
Yeah, there's so many choices, listener. I can't even read what's on the wheel. It just looks like
They want to
squiggles.
do the game in the Georgia Dome while the Rattlers kick for 3.
Next up, the New Orleans Bowl.
New Orleans.
This is the one that is a Louisiana Raging Cajuns home game yet again.
Essentially.
A Raging Cajun or Cajun, what's his name in our Discord?
Cajun Killer.
Cajun Killer.
Cajun
Cajun
Killer
Killer.
pointed out that the Raging Cajuns were doing a bus trip down from Lafayette to the game and back for like $150 a ticket on a bus, but that does not include game tickets. Like, that's a 3-hour drive, y'all.
2.5. 2.5
Like-
if you
like-
leave
You
early
can
enough.
rent a car.
Greyhound is
No,
cheaper.
hold on.
Greyhound is cheaper.
You're going through Baton Rouge on like basically it turns 3 lanes to 1 in Baton Rouge on like the stupid bridge that goes to Baton Rouge. So yeah, that takes a little bit of more time. But like, yeah, it's 3 hours. Like,
It's not like it's open bar the whole way either. Like,
No.
they said they're gonna have like light refreshments.
oh man, if there was like a Cajun
I'm-
party bus, amazing.
Yes, totally different.
I am going to spend less money on gas going from my house in central Pennsylvania to the Duke's Mayo Bowl and back than these people are going to on their bus.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you could rent a car and pay for parking and gas and
Yes.
get there and back for less money.
Jeez, man. All right, so
The New Orleans Bowl, as always, is sponsored by R&L Carriers.
that's right. They had the best old school commercial until they changed it last year. R&L
I remember
Carriers.
you being so just
I was
distraught. by that.
distraught. I'm like, give me the old school commercial where they're going across these bridges and whatnot. So it is the R&L Carriers Bowl. It is
Oh, I did not mention, by the way, who they're playing. Jacksonville State in their
yeah.
first bowl
So
game.
Rich
of all time.
Rod's returned to New Orleans and the Superdome when he was the offensive coordinator for the Tulane Green Wave. He's coming back home, baby. So it's R&L Carriers, Jacksonville State versus the Cajuns. Both of them wear a lot of red. There's a lot of
They're
red
very
here. And this
red-heavy
game, this game is at like 1:15 p.m., which is weird as shit. Normally,
That is
this game
weird.
is late as hell.
or like at 11 a.m., which is worse.
No, it's like the Bloody Mary Bowl when you get
Okay.
that. You just drink Bloody Marys to keep yourself drunk. If it's 11 a.m. But this game is normally at like
what's your
9.
favorite Bloody Mary? What's your favorite Bloody Mary garnish?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Shit.
No, bad one.
No. Honestly, pickled okra.
Yeah, yeah,
Or if I can get it, the pickled green bean.
yeah. Real good.
That's another one. The
You don't, but
green olives, they're standard. But
you
if
don't want like
pickled
you don't
okra.
want like a slider and 4
Yeah,
strips of
the
bacon.
entire
I want
hamburger.
giant, huge strip of bacon. No, just give me the fucking vegetables. All right, that's all I need.
An entire king crab claw.
Yeah, I don't need that. Shit.
Loaded baked
A
potato.
loaded baked potato Bloody Mary. No, I don't need that shit. Just give me.
I don't want to talk about how I got here, but now I'm looking at a website that's giving me instructions on how to can Bloody Mary pickled eggs.
Ooh.
Welcome, Beth.
I do want to. I think I want to roll for
All right.
the sponsor.
So the sponsor, we can roll for a new sponsor. Let's do it.
Our sponsor is now
Let's see who we got sponsor wise.
the World Sports Humanitarian Hall of Fame.
Okay.
The World
Okay.
Sports Humanitarian Hall of Fame New Orleans Bowl. Are we good with the New Orleans
Don't we
Bowl?
have to roll for a bowl name?
I want to
I-
keep the name because last time we messed around with the Myrtle Beach Bowl. This time I want to move it somewhere else.
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
I was gonna say
Okay.
the same.
Because like
because-
that's the funnier joke to me.
And also, home bowl games are not fun.
That's fair.
Let's make the Cajuns go somewhere.
Okay, so let's put this someplace else.
All right.
So this is still the New Orleans Bowl.
So it's
Yes.
still the New Orleans
But
Bowl.
it is currently going to be
but
in
it's going to be in Raleigh,
North Carolina. Basically,
You know,
the spiritual.
The New Orleans of North Carolina, many have said.
What is the,
That's wonderful.
okay? You got to go a little bit. The World Sports Humanitarian Hall of Fame,
Bowl.
New Orleans
New
Bowl
Orleans Bowl.
in Raleigh, North Carolina. Do we want to move the Superdome to Raleigh, or do we need a new stadium too?
I think moving the Superdome to Raleigh is
Okay.
the better choice here.
That's better. Yeah.
We're good with that.
Okay. I love that.
Yes.
All right, that's perfect. So the
You can get a Greyhound bus from Lafayette. Sorry, my Mississippi is coming out here. I lived in Lafayette County, Mississippi.
Lafayette. Wait, that's how they pronounce it in Mississippi?
The county that Oxford is in, where Ole Miss, all that. Lafayette, yes.
Named after
Or Lafayette,
named
if
after,
you're getting real Southern with
named
it.
after
but-
Lafayette.
Yes. It's spelled exactly the same,
Thank you, Mississippi.
but they call it Lafayette.
It's probably how he would have pronounced it if he got it picked.
Sure.
Anyway, you can get a Greyhound bus from Lafayette to Raleigh for $230.
I mean, not that much more
So-
expensive, Cajuns.
More than they're offering, but
Yeah.
And you get to drink a lot more because it's going to take
It's
you
going
longer
to take you a
get
longer
there.
time. That's right. True.
Well, and it's Greyhound because there's no rules on a Greyhound.
There's no rules on the Greyhound bus.
Extremely
That is true.
true.
Next up, the Cure Bowl. Another really good banger, and it's on ABC this year. I'm glad they're realizing that this game deserves it. This is Miami, Ohio versus Appalachian State,
Ooh.
which ought to be a really spicy banger of a bowl game.
That's going to be good.
Miami, Ohio is going to have a couple of opt-outs if I'm not mistaken. But they have the Lou Groza award-winning kicker,
That's true.
the first MAC player to ever win the Lou Groza award,
Yep.
and they have our dear Alec Bevelheimer.
That's correct. So it is the avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl.
The cure for the common avocado.
We're keeping that.
We're
sponsor.
keeping the
Okay, but
sponsor?
the sponsor has to stay.
So I was
Avocados from Mexico.
looking up on Google Scholar if there's any connection between avocados and cancer.
Oh,
And
no.
it turns out that avocados actually, one study found that avocados might increase the instance of cancer.
No.
Some kind of
Oh,
cancer. I can't remember what it was. So that was an interesting bit of research that Big Avocado is trying to put down.
That's right.
That's fine.
Oh, no.
We all have to die of something. I will enjoy my guacamole in the meantime.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
I'm on an avo toast kick right
Well,
now.
since the avocados from Mexico may not be the cure, I think we need a new name for the bowl game.
Yes. The by the way, though, I am going to claim that this bowl still will help the Breast Cancer Research Foundation.
Sure. It sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. New bowl.
New bowl name.
The Pasadena Bowl.
That's right. The avocados from Mexico, Pasadena Bowl. It's a
Pasadena
little bit
Bowl.
closer to Mexico than Orlando.
I would like to move it out of Orlando.
Okay.
Okay.
Orlando has too many
Okay.
bowl games.
Okay.
I'm okay with
Get it
that.
out of
Where are we
Orlando. We're going. Where are we going?
Jacksonville.
Ah,
In Jacksonville,
Listen,
Florida.
it's Jacksonville.
All right. What was the stadium that the game is at? Is it like
This one's at
Camping World?
Is it Camping World or is it this one at the soccer stadium?
I don't know.
They've moved this one around a couple times. This is
It looks like it's in the soccer
Okay.
stadium.
okay.
Let's get it out of the soccer stadium. Let's go. Out.
Hold up. No, wait. This is no. They moved it again.
Oh, okay.
It's at the bounce house now.
It's at the bounce house? Okay. I'm okay with leaving it in the bounce house.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with
Yeah,
it at the
I
bounce
can
house
work
too.
with
All right. I'm outvoted. Fine.
the bounce house now lives in Jacksonville.
It does.
That feels spiritually correct.
It does.
Actually, it feels extremely cool.
Yeah, I have
I've
no
gone to enough
arguments with
skater
this.
rules.
None.
That
We're
feels
done.
right.
This game, can I just do a really quick this game for the last couple years? Last year it was Troy and UTSA. Before that it was Coastal and North Carolina. Then this was the Coastal and game in the COVID year. Georgia Southern, Tulane Raging Cajuns, like this game has been a constantly very good game.
It's a good G5 game. It is.
This is for a G5 game. Like this has been one of my.
This is kind of like
favorites.
the G5 banger of bowl season.
Is it just my monitor tint, or are all of the headings in the charts pink?
No, they're pink.
They're pink.
Okay.
Because it's the Cure Bowl.
It's
Didn't the Cure Bowl have a cute mascot too?
Mm.
Yes, it was. It's the bear. It's the bear with the tutu.
Is that cute?
Yes.
Put that in the chat.
I'm
Is
going
it cute, Jordan?
Yeah.
Yes. He's got a.
I think it's supposed to be cute. I don't know that it's succeeding.
There's a lot of those with pink tint too. Like a lot of their graphics are just pink tinted. Okay. Next up, we have the New Mexico Bowl.
Ooh.
This year, it's the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is a casino and resort.
It is?
It is.
Okay.
This is New Mexico State and Fresno State, another game which ought to be really fucking good.
God, yeah.
New Mexico State wants this so badly, and Fresno State has been on sort of a kind of a slide that I like. If I'm doing a bowl confidence poll here, I'm putting a lot of points on New Mexico State.
Okay, so if Jordan, come on, Jordan, slow down.
What?
No, I mean like Diego Pavia, they're indicating that he should be able to play, along with the other 3 quarterbacks that got hurt in the Conference USA title game. They all should should be able to play. This would kind of be like the crowning achievement for Jerry Kill in New Mexico.
11 win
State,
New Mexico State.
Inside the state of New Mexico. 11 win New Mexico State. In Albuquerque, like in the Lobos' face.
Someone just fucking sew up Diego Pavia's pants so we don't fuck it up again. Can we do that? Just like staple his fly together.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I've never had a button fly, but you can staple fly or whatever.
Have you never had raw denim jeans?
Raw?
We got to get you into raw denim. Okay, here, off-season project. We got to get you into raw denim.
What the hell is that?
They're jeans that you only wash every once in a while because like I wash mine like once every like couple months, but they're raw denim. They're not like broken in. You have to break them in. They're a little thick. They're great. I get Japanese or Canadian brands. This is one of my things. Sorry. But yeah, I'll get you into raw denim. There's a couple of good denim bars here in Dallas. I can walk you towards. Some dude with a handlebar mustache will help you pick out the right pair of jeans for you.
Is the song from like the Blue Oyster Club from Police Academy about to play for me?
Yes.
Okay, sure, totally. Handlebar mustache, yes, totally. The sponsor, they can never keep a sponsor here. I think we need a new sponsor for the New Mexico Bowl.
Yes.
Hold up, I do want to drop a picture of the dudes that sold me my jeans at that place. It's in the chat.
I mean, I'm just looking at the one
My
dude's hat.
God, Jordan.
You're gonna love this. Do those look like 2 guys who would sell you some jeans?
No.
Look at all the denim they're wearing.
I'm walking the hell out the store.
They're certainly trying to sell me a lifestyle.
That is some high quality Canadian formal wear.
It's so much denim.
Dude.
The dude on the right is wearing a denim hat, by the way, yes.
Okay, look, like as soon as you start to have to like roll up your jeans, I'm out.
Well, because
hey,
I'm
they
done.
only come in one length.
I don't care. I'm out. I'm not buying
No,
those.
you wear the cuffs so you can see the selvage, the little like
No,
the little hem.
I'm done.
You want
I'm
to show
out.
the hem off.
I'm out. I'm old. I don't need this shit.
So
Jordan's old.
I know, yeah.
He's not as old as me though.
This is where that millennial Gen
That's
X
right.
line
Yeah,
gets
like,
real.
I'm
It's
on the edge of-
real.
I'm right on
it's
the edge
real
of the
clear.
millennial, like Gen
So
Xer.
I'm old by implication.
That's
huh?
right.
Mhm.
All right.
Implication.
So we've decided that
New
for this whole
sponsor.
game, we want a new sponsor. Here we go.
Who do we got?
Oh boy.
The Bitcoin Bowl lives.
Yes. Technically, it was
One form of gambling to another.
It was
The Bitcoin BitPay New Mexico Bowl. Yeah, that kind of works.
I would like to take this moment to remind the listeners that if anyone knows the whereabouts of the mascot costume from the original Bitcoin Bowl, I am an interested buyer.
Yeah, we will use committee funds to buy this.
Yeah.
That depends on what you were doing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a potentially interested buyer.
There we go. I'm looking out for you.
Wasn't this the bowl game also sponsored by PUBG at some point?
It was.
Yes.
It was.
And then the fake mortgage company. Yeah, this one's. Weird.
I can stay with the rest of this. New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque and the stadium. I can stay with the rest.
Yeah, I feel like this is because it is the only major sporting event in the state of New Mexico.
Yeah,
I feel like
Yeah, I don't want to take this.
No,
away
I
from
won't take
them.
it away.
Nope.
We're good with that.
we can't move it to Las Cruces.
It's not an option.
Damn it. Okay. We'll leave that there. I'm very excited for this game for a lot of reasons. New Mexico Bowl used to be like the big kickoff bowl game every year. It slid from that spot. Whatever, not a big deal.
It's the same day.
But it used to be like the first game.
It used to be, but it's still the same day. Opening day of bowl games.
I think it's probably better that kick time got pushed back because, man, it must suck to kick off at like 10 a.m. local.
Yeah.
Oh, Mountain. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I'm glad they got pushed back.
Next up, it is the LA Bowl
Yeah.
by Gronk.
With Gronk and whatever those brands are with the whip
Oh,
shots.
yes. The Whip Shots brand.
We need a new sponsor. I'm
Brought
done.
to you by Cardi B.
I would like to randomize everything about
Yeah,
this.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I fucking hate
Except
everything.
Gronk.
Let's
I
do
hate
it.
everything
I want to
about
put
this.
Gronk somewhere really weird.
That's
do
fine.
it.
We can get a new sponsor and it'll still be presented by
UCLA,
Gronk.
Boise State, which is weird. UCLA just got their defensive coordinator stolen by USC. Boise State has their interim coach just hired. Their interim coach. This is
Their QB just went in the portal, I
their-
believe,
their QB.
or opted out.
Yeah, this is gonna be weird, but this is like the Mountain West 1 versus like the Pac-12 like 6.
This used to be the Vegas Bowl.
Yeah, but
matchup,
like the
didn't
Vegas
it?
Bowls moved to like a little bit more prestige because they play in the big
It's
Roomba.
not Sam Boyd anymore.
No, because they're in the Roomba now. You know.
I love when people realize that they can't use Sam Boyd anymore due to like a contract issue with
UNLV and the city of Las Vegas. Let's randomize everything. Are we good for randomizing everything for this one?
Yeah, sure. I don't like anything about this.
I don't like it.
except for Gronk.
All right.
Except for Gronk.
So we're gonna put like with Gronk. So it's the Belk
This is Belk.
Bowl.
Yes. I like it
The
already.
Bowl.
No, notoriously West Coast.
The
brand,
Belk Bowl
Belk.
with Gronk.
Well, no, is
No,
Belk the
it's-
sponsor or
Belk
the
is,
name of the
Belk
bowl?
is the sponsor.
Belk is the
Okay.
sponsor. Okay.
Roll for name of the bowl.
Roll for the
Oh,
name of
for
the
name of
bowl.
bowl.
He's like,
Can we
so
get
many
the
tabs.
Belk Bowl?
The
This is going
Belk,
to be the Mercy Bowl.
the Belk Mercy Bowl with Gronk.
Have mercy.
Have
Belk
mercy
Mercy
by
Bowl
Gronk.
by Gronk.
by Gronk.
Belk will not have mercy on your soul.
All right. It's in like the crazy whatever stadium.
What is that called? SoFi Stadium?
SoFi. It's done.
Yeah,
New
it's in-
stadium.
Well,
Yeah.
it used
It's
to
in
be.
the new LA
Just roll
stadium.
for everything.
Roll for everything here. New stadium.
Oh, God damn it.
Stadium.
No.
We keep it West Coast Levi Stadium.
Okay,
Well,
but where are we
we haven't
putting
guaranteed
this
where
awful
Levi's
stadium?
Stadium
All right,
is.
where's
Yeah,
yet.
let's-
Levi's Stadium being transported? We're talking about jeans. Of course, we get
Literally
Levi's Stadium.
anywhere else.
In Washington,
Washington,
D.C.
Yep. Okay. So now we have it's the Belk Mercy Bowl by Gronk, played at Levi Stadium in Washington D.C. I
Wait,
assume we're just
So
gonna
this awful stadium is immediately the best stadium that's ever been in DC.
yeah, we're gonna actually put this right on top of RFK.
Essentially.
I feel like the Nats Stadium is fine.
Football stadium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Georgetown has a
Yeah,
wonderful
Nat Stadium
Hey,
is nice. Audi Field is nice.
Hey, asshole!
It's
Georgetown
just
Stadium is beautiful.
The football
Okay,
stadiums.
It's a
Georgetown
multi-sport
Stadium
field.
is wonderful.
Multi-sport
That's
field.
right.
It's called Cooper Field now. I have to do that, or else we have some Georgetown followers who get this every time I do that wrong.
Okay.
It's called like Cooper Field or
Cooper
something.
Field.
They updated it.
Is that right?
Okay.
Don't get mad at us.
Also, Howard has a nice stadium. Also, Catholic. Also, Gallaudet. Go Bison. I didn't realize that 2 DC schools both have bison or buffalo as their mascots out of the 4 schools. Okay,
Sure, why not?
All right.
so we've got that
Yep.
taken care of.
Yes.
Roaming the Potomac swamps, the mighty bison.
Next up, the Independence Bowl
Woo! Our home.
in Shreveport. Guys, Cal versus Texas Tech.
Oh God.
Woo!
I wasn't gonna go to. I was on the fence about going to this game until I saw the matchup.
Oh God.
This
Are you
this is
going to get to see Oski drink through his eye?
again, I don't think Cal has the money to send anyone except the team. If there are cheerleaders there, I'd be shocked. Because
I
Cal's
hope you
traveled.
get to see Oski drink through his eye.
I hope so too.
Why don't you contact Cal and be willing and just tell them I'm willing to be Oski, just mail the costume. It's cheaper than sending a person.
I will be Oski. I can walk the little hands behind my back like smiley thing he does. I can do that.
We can see how many different beverages you can drink through your eye before they catch you.
He's gonna be. Are you spending the night in Shreveport?
I think I'm gonna drive back home.
Oh my God.
Are you just gonna sleep in the office overnight, or?
Yeah, I'll just sleep in the fucking the conference room. Excuse me, you don't know me, but this is our headquarters. The Independence Bowl is sponsored by. Is this the Radiance Technologies?
Radiance Technology.
New sponsor.
Are they?
It's a defense contract.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
New sponsor.
Always reroll for defense contracts.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. New sponsor. I'm okay with the rest of it.
Royal Purple. Lube for cars, not humans.
This is a very royalist game for the Independence Bowl
The
now.
Royal Purple Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana.
I feel like we can't touch anything.
No, I'm not touching anything else. I just want a new sponsor. I was hoping we got like
No, the
Tulane
Independence
Media
Bowl is
back.
perfect.
Well, fuck it. Let's roll again.
Oh wait,
Whatever. It's our rules.
There's no rules.
there's no rules. I was hoping we get the weed heater.
Sega Sports, even better.
Nope,
That's better.
even better.
It's even
Yep,
better.
Sega Sports is perfect.
Sega Sports.
Sega.
Sega Shreveport.
What bowl did they sponsor? Oh, it was the 2002 Vegas Bowl. It was the Sega Sports Las Vegas Bowl. New Mexico 13, UCLA 27. Under head coach Rocky. That's Rocky Long.
He may be
New
back.
Mexico. Yeah, he may be back.
No, I don't know.
Okay, I like that one. This game, guys. It's either going to be
There's so many people in the
99
portal.
to 98.
It's stupid. I hope there's ridiculous weather, but like you can drive safely. But as soon as you get there, the heavens open up.
I want it
whatever.
to be like blowing ice shards.
Snow Independence Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happened.
It's happened.
Yeah,
I know.
Who knows?
It was beautiful.
It was. It's still a legend to this day.
Okay, next up. Our next bowl is so many tabs, so many windows open, guys. No, that's not that one.
The famous,
famous
Toastery
Toastery
Bowl.
The famous Toastery Bahamas Bowl, not the Bahamas Bowl.
There's just famous Toastery.
I will give a shout out to famous Toastery. They're trying to get a good internet, like a presence going, but all of their food shots are not great. They need a food. What's
Stylist?
Yeah, they need a food stylist. Because like their eggs Benny and like their burritos, just it's fine.
I
Their
volunteer
avocado
as
toast
tribute.
was pretty good.
Okay.
So.
Your avocado toast experience inspired me to start eating avocado toast again. So there you go.
I've never
had it
avocado
either.
toast. Should I do this thing?
That's how I know you guys
Well,
are both not millennials.
Yeah, I will never be a homeowner because of my avocado toast habit. Never mind the fact that I make it at home with 50-cent avocados from Aldi. So
Listen, my decadence is getting the occasional pomegranate for my cottage cheese.
ooh.
Oh, you are no. So you see, wait. Oh God, if you're eating, do you eat tomatoes with your cottage cheese?
God no.
Because like that, if you were eating tomatoes with cottage cheese, that would put you in like the 70s bracket immediately.
I eat tomato during the season in which one should eat tomatoes. We are far from the light of God when we eat tomatoes now.
I agree. Yes. So famous Toastery. This is Western Kentucky versus Old Dominion. Old Dominion like squeezing in by the skin of their teeth to the bowl game. Western Kentucky is not like this is a weird year for both of these teams. Western Kentucky just couldn't quite find their usual offensive powerhouse like power this year in Conference USA. And ODU, I mean it's ODU. Like
ODU has been wild as hell this year. They turn the ball over a lot. Western Kentucky turns the ball over a lot. Like this has the recipe for like some wildness while it's being hosted on Charlotte's campus in their campus stadium, which is
That's right,
ridiculous. I'm fine with the sponsor of Famous Toastery.
Oh, let's. I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah.
we're
I
gonna
would
do
like
leave
to
that.
keep Famous Toastery.
Now we need to have a bowl name because the sponsor is Famous Toastery, but we need the Famous Toastery blank bowl. So we need a
Yeah, I
bowl
agree.
name.
I agree with that. Let me get that for you.
Yeah.
There we go.
So many tabs.
Windows.
It's not better.
The
Wait,
famous.
no, that's the brand.
Oh,
Hold
that's
up.
brand.
That's
okay.
a brand. Yep.
Hold up. That
Yeah,
was-
New Era was what?
Was
I
the
guess
sponsor.
was
The
the-
pinstripe
oh, right,
bowl.
'cause it's the Bad
could
Boy
make
Mowers
New Era the
pinstripe bowl now.
sponsor
There
we
and
go.
keep Famous Toastery as the name of the bowl. Or
Okay.
The Blue Bonnet Bowl.
The Famous Toastery Blue Bonnet Bowl. Do we want to have it
Charlotte.
in Charlotte Stadium?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Wait,
I enjoy
hold
it
on, hold
not
on.
being in Texas. I don't want to risk this rolling into Texas.
Okay.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
All right.
I mean, we can change
But-
to the stadium
Well,
and not the city.
Switch this. Switch
Yeah.
the
Switch the
stadium.
stadium,
out.
What if
We don't
no,
need
no,
this
no? Keep the stadium, change the city.
But we might end up in Texas.
Mm.
Let's get a new stadium.
It's
Yeah,
what,
there's
is
nothing
it in Bank of
special
America?
about Bank of America.
No, it's not
Oh,
Bank
okay.
of
Oh,
America.
it's not Big of America.
Oh,
It
it's
is
not.
Charlotte
University of
on-campus
Charlotte
stadium.
Oh, it's in
Charles on
okay,
that's
it's in Charlotte.
that's
I
the one
want-
more interesting thing.
I
there.
want Charlotte's
But-
on-campus stadium to be in another city.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay.
All right. We'll roll the
What
dice.
city
We can
we
always
got
roll
here?
again.
Ah,
God damn it.
What did I
Give us
tell
Texas.
you?
Coppers, nope, we're not doing that. Next.
Nope. Copper's Cove. Get out of here.
Miami,
Florida.
Better.
There it is.
Congrats, Charlotte. We've moved you to Miami.
Charlotte's stadium is now in Miami, Florida, where
What's the nearest Famous Toastery to Miami,
it's in
Florida?
Charlotte, probably.
Yeah, it's in northern South Carolina.
They said they're
because I
opening up
looked-
some. They're opening up some Jacksonville locations apparently.
I looked up what the closest one to me was.
Just put
and
one
there
next
was
to
nothing
every
south
Buc-ee's.
of like the North Carolina, South Carolina
Famous
border.
Toastery Buc-ee's. Perfect.
Next bowl game is the Frisco Bowl, which is going to have a very high Sickos presence because Commish is coming up to visit,
Oh,
and we're gonna have a date.
we're gonna have a date.
Ooh.
Yay.
You and
More
I,
like-
you and I are,
More like Frisky Bowl.
Oh.
you and I are going to look like a very cosmopolitan couple with our son.
Yeah. I'm bringing my kiddo up here to this one. He's got a UTSA hoodie. He is coming up to Frisco. The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl.
Alana asked me if I was going to take Knox. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not taking you to this game. My kid has not gone to any games, and this is not the one I want him to take him to for his first time. No, thank you.
I'm gonna take him to the game. They credentialed my son,
Did.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
so they have
wonderful.
credentialed him. He wants to be on the field after the game.
We can even without credentials, you can walk down there. This is not a game that has
I
a
don't
lot
care.
of like.
I got the credentials. Whatever. I'm gonna take him to a game. He's got a UTSA hoodie. He wants to be there to see UTSA's first bowl game win, which they have not won a bowl game. They have not won a bowl game. They've been to like 4 or 5, and they have not won one.
Well, they're playing a Marshall that has been on the downslide.
And Marshall's been on
Marshall-
the slide. There's a lot of
A Marshall
turmoil.
that I definitely sold as being a very great team about 2 months ago, and then
Yeah, what did you learn,
Beth
Jordan?
is
Nothing.
happy.
learn. What is it?
The first time I felt joy in years.
What is it? I am a dumb bitch. I will never learn anything. I will
I
never.
will never change. I will never improve. That is a promise.
There we go. Yep, that's me.
Perfect. I'm fine with
I-
Scooter's Coffee.
I do. wanna
Yeah, I
change-
like the
You
sponsor.
want to change the name of the bowl?
Yeah,
maybe,
let's Scooter's
Frisco Bowl's not
Coffee,
great.
whatever bowl name. Let's get a new one here.
The Newt Rockney Bowl. Yes.
The Scooter's Coffee,
Scooter's Coffee,
Newt
Newt
Rockney
Rockney.
Bowl. All right. Do we want to keep it in Frisco, Texas? I'm fine with
No.
Frisco. Let's get a new
Okay,
stadium.
okay. New stadium. I can do that.
Fuck it.
Yes.
New stadium. Instead of whatever the stadium they're in.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Yes!
Atlantic City
Beautiful.
Convention Hall.
Yes!
Scooter's Coffee, Newt Rockney Bowl in Frisco, Texas, hosted in the Atlantic City Convention Hall.
My God.
I will-
Every one of us would go to this
I'll
game.
I'll
Oh,
do
God,
another
yes.
post about that bowl game pretty soon. 'cause
Oh
that
my
one
God,
always
the
hits
Boardwalk
those
Bowl
numbers.
rocks. Bring it back.
And then, last but not least for this evening, the Boca Raton Bowl with illustrious sponsors such as
Charity Bundy.
fake pomegranate juice. No, it wasn't pomegranate juice. It was tart cherry juice.
Tart
which
cherry.
is like,
Yeah, roofclaim.com.
which is full on scam, I believe.
As an insurance professional,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say yes.
They're still on billboards all up and down I-95.
Doesn't matter.
in
Billboards
Florida.
don't mean
unless
shit.
There's lots of things on billboards on I-95.
There
yeah,
is.
unless
Many,
roofclaim.com
many
World.
advertisements for south of the border.
And Buc-ee's.
if
They still claim to be the bowl sponsor.
Has south of the border ever sponsored
they are
a bowl
still the
game?
bowl
Because
sponsor.
if they
Never
haven't,
mind,
they
I'm
should.
blind.
Oh God, I'd love that. I would love that so much.
I love this matchup so much. It is Syracuse versus South Florida. This game rocks because the New Yorkers from Syracuse get to go down to Boca for a bowl game.
what get to go down? All the Syracuse alums live in Boca.
Probably.
All
Well,
five of
I mean,
them.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe they live in Vero. Maybe they live in Fort Lauderdale or West Palm Beach. I mean, who knows? Maybe they live in Fort Myers and they have to drive across Alligator Alley. Who knows?
Who knows? Okay.
Maybe they live in Tampa with the South Florida fans.
I am going to need a new sponsor because
New sponsor? No, roofclaim.com. Let's get a new sponsor. Let's do it.
Walk-ons. I don't like that.
Walk
Doing it
On's
again.
Bistro from Florida? No, it's not going to work out.
No, we're not doing that. I'll take
Perfect.
John Hancock.
John Hancock Financial Advisors.
Yep, the John Hancock.
Boca
John
Raton
Hancock-
Bowl.
I like that.
All right. It's in
Let's.
it's in FAU
If John
Stadium.
Hancock was alive today, he would probably be in Boca. That
Yes.
feels right.
What do we want to switch on this?
Okay, wait. So it's in FAU Stadium,
Mhm.
but it's in Boca, right? Do we want a new stadium
Move
or a new
it.
city?
New City.
New city.
New city. All right, new city. Let's
We're
do
moving FAU to Louisville, Kentucky. This is the John Hancock Boca Raton Bowl at FAU Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, that's a really good bowl preview, guys. I feel like we covered all the important bits.
I'm
Talked about the opt-outs, the spreads,
We had so many spinny wheels. It's perfect.
there was a lot of
we
spinning
talked
wheels.
about the spreads, we
Spinning
talked about all
wheel.
this stuff.
Got to go round.
Before we sign off for this, I would like to say we'll have a guest to play our stupid game next Tuesday.
Hopefully, yes.
Can I announce who it is?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
It's a secret.
Oh,
We'll keep it a
okay, okay.
secret.
Okay, we'll keep it a secret.
guest.
We will have a guest to come play our stupid game with us next time.
Hopefully, they'll stay the
We'll
whole
also
time.
yes, and we'll also talk about the D2 and D3 championship games and the playoff games and all that stuff.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, for being silly with us. It's bowl season. It's the best time of year. And we'll talk to you guys later.